players now off stage for a 5-minute interval. Eric Bristow leading in the final by 3-2 against John Lowe. But Bob Anderson, it could have been much worse because Bristow was 2 sets ahead.
Yes, he went off like the proverbial train, didn't he? And John seemed to get lost. His game was slow, which is John's normal game. Then he started to speed up a little bit and came right back into the game. But I've noticed that last set he's slowed down again.
How do you explain some of the finishing in that final set? Because they've been hitting big checkouts in the first 4 sets, and suddenly they both lost their way and couldn't hit easy targets.
I think it's just a realisation that it's a vital stage of the game. Here's a chance, and the nerves take over.
How do you think the 2 players are shaping up? Who do you put your money on now? I know Bristow's slightly ahead, but there's still a long way to go.
Yes, there is a long way to go, isn't there? I think it does depend on the speed at which John plays. If he does come back up, bring his pace up again, I think he can do it.
Do you think if he speeds up, that's a sign of confidence?
Surely. And it will worry Eric.
Well, it could have been much worse at the interval. Obviously, when he was 2-0 down at one stage, John Lowe, as it is, he's only down 2-3, and he's got some satisfaction from that first session, because as we saw in the first set, he equalled the highest checkout that we've seen in the tournament so far, previously done by Jockey Wilson, and John Lowe also getting a 1-6-1 to take the second leg, and of course that could be worth £1,000 share between the 2 of them after today. And in fact, that was also the score that John needed when he clawed his way back into the match. It was the 3rd set. Lowe was down by 2-0, but he was ahead 2 legs to 1, and he needed 1-6-1 to take his first set.
161.
To make it 2-1 on the top line. Treble 15 will set him up for $1.
95. $60. John, you require 66.
For the set. Looking at treble 10. 16 in tops.
$46.
Pulled it.
Eric, you require 141.
To make the leg score level 2 apiece. The shot's on, treble 19. Double 12, again.
117. John, you require 20.
Not a funny point for John Lowe. Looking at double 10 for the set.
Yes, that's the 3rd set to John Lowe.
Well, Bob, John had got down to a 1-6-1 after 9 darts there, but you would have to say that Eric let him in.
Well, he did. He wanted a 141 there, and tremendous attempt at it. It's hard to pick that double off at the end, but he made a great effort, and John must be breathing a sigh of relief at that second.
Sure. What do the players do now? They're backstage, they've got 5 minutes. It's a chance to relax and get out of that hot atmosphere.
Well, I've got a pretty good idea. I know what Alan Evans would be doing if he was playing. But no, they'll just be keeping the arm loose.
Do they still do they keep on throwing darts?
Oh, yes. Yes, indeed. Yeah. And Eric will be talking, and John will be grimacing at the board, I imagine. And just
well, there are some of our monitors in the practice and the warm-up room, so if John Lowe's looking at one of the monitors, he might like to look at the end of the 4th set when he clawed his way back to the match to make the match score by 2 sets all. John steps up to the board here, and he needs a 96 checkout to level it, and doesn't he find a difficult way of getting it?
John, you require 96.
To make it 2-2 in sets. Treble 20, double 18. 95, could be treble 19 or treble 15. Double 19 left.
Yes! That's the full set to John Lowe.
Well, he got it, Bob, but when you saw the way he went, you said, what's he doing here?
Well, it demoralises you when your first dart misses a 60 by so much. You've then got to pick yourself up very quickly and hit a target miles away from it.
There's no suggestion that was intentional, then?
No, not really. Not really.
A wayward arrow. All right, Bob, thanks very much for those comments. We can go back out now into the audience here at Lakeside. The 2 players still backstage, but about to resume
Ladies and gentlemen,
World Final.
welcome back
Remember,
on
it's
stage
Bristow ahead 3-2.
Eric Bristow and John Lowe.
Well, there they come. Smiles from Bristow, leading by just one set. A chance to relax a little, because I'm sure in that 5th set, both tense. And still anyone's match. We'll be having a few warm-up darts, and then it'll be back on with the match itself. Just 3 darts practice. Bristow having time out to have a little chat to one or two of his fans.